Hi there and welcome to 2020. Today I thought I'd do a recap video of the greatest hits of My New Danish Life from 2019. So stay tuned. Hi there and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Kelly and I'm an American living in Denmark. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit the red subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notifications when I post new videos. I know there are a lot of you out there who are new to my channel and who are not yet subscribed. So why not start off 2020 by clicking on that red button? So like I said, I'm going to be doing a recap of 2019. Now in January of 2019, I actually started my website, mynewdanishlife.com, which I'm going to put a link to, and there's going to be another link in the description, so be sure to check that out. I moved to Denmark in 2016, and I had done some writing about it, about some of my experiences, what it was like to move here. I wrote about what it was like to get a house and what it was like to pack everything up and what those first 3 months in Denmark were like the first 6 months in Denmark was like, different things like that, just to kind of give you an idea of how I was feeling at that time. There were a lot of down moments in the beginning. I mean, it wasn't all the honeymoon phase. So you could see that there's a section I have on my blog that's called Living Abroad, where I put a lot of my own personal experiences on there. So if you're ever curious about what life was like for me coming here from the US, then you'll really want to go ahead and check that out. And that's where I posted a lot of stuff starting in January. Even though the posts were written in like 2016, just stuff that I had written on my own, I started posting everything for everyone to read and just to share with other people. Because I want to be kind of a voice for other people who are maybe having a hard time, especially in the beginning when moving to Denmark. Denmark isn't always an easy place to move to. And you can read about that on my blog. There are also some kind of funny experiences that I had. Going to the swimming pool, massive shock there. Going to the doctor, massive shock there. So you'll have to check out those because those aren't things I'm going to talk about on my channel. But yes, I tend to write about some of these more awkward moments more than I do talk about them. So you'll have to definitely check those out. Then we fast forward to February. In February, my family and we went to Hamburg for a few days. It was during the winter break. In Denmark, we have a week off in February from school. At that point in time, my boys were both in school, so they both got a week off, and we went to Hamburg for a few days. And I actually wrote a post on my favorite things that we did in Hamburg, and I have a couple of videos. So if you look down in my travel section, you'll see that we went to a restaurant that had kind of like these roller coasters, and the food went on a rail that came to. It was really interesting, and I don't think a lot of people know about this restaurant in Hamburg. So you should really check that out, especially if you're going to be in that area. It was a really good restaurant, and I was so surprised about the selection. They had a lot of vegetarian options as well. It was really a family favorite because we all were able to eat there. Then we also, when we were in Hamburg, we went to Hagenbeck Tierpark, which is a fantastic Tierpark. I mean, I'm going to call it a zoo because it's a German word and you don't know what it is, but it's more than that. It's not a zoo. It's, in a way, it's kind of like an animal refuge. I don't know how to describe it, but it's such a great place. And they have all these different like mountains and things built, and then there's like this Japanese garden, and you can go into these cave like things and looking for animals. It's just a really, really cool place. And they also have an aquarium there. So I have a post on that on my blog, and I also have a video. If you look down in my playlist, there's a travel one. You can find one on the Hagenbeck Tierpark in Hamburg. We love going to any kind of animal type place, zoos, safari parks, whatever. And this by far has been one of the better experiences that we've had in Germany with going to a place like that. Then in March, welcome to YouTube. I joined YouTube a long time ago, and it was really just a place for me just to put my sewing like tutorials on. And it wasn't a sewing tutorial for the world. It was because I sometimes misplace things, and I really didn't want to misplace some of these sewing patterns, and I'm so glad that I made the videos that I did for all these children and baby type of items, because some of them were ones that I had found on the internet and kind of tweaked a little bit, but they're not on the internet anymore. So I'm so glad that I made those. Some I actually created on my own because it was just kind of a need that I need, like especially with this diaper bag insert. There's a lot of things. And I was such a beginner at sewing. I thought, well, I kind of want to somehow record what I'm doing here and look at it later. I mean, obviously my video skills need a little bit of improving. But in March of 2019, I actually started everything over, where I still have my sewing videos on there. I do sewing from time to time, but I changed everything and I put it into the brand My New Danish Life. And that's when I started all of my expat videos, talking about my life in Denmark and really meeting a lot of you in the comments. And it's really been an exciting year, 2019. It's really been so different than anything. And YouTube has really changed my life, really, because I never in my wildest dreams had thought that I would be doing something like this. And I just thought, well, I'm gonna put one foot in front of the other and just keep going and see what happens. In May of 2019, I put out a video, 10 things not to do in Denmark, and bam, I don't know, the YouTube algorithm picked it up or what have you, but it exploded, and it's still getting a lot of traffic today. It's my most popular video out there, and I'm still kind of toying with the idea of making a part 2. I have to think about that a little bit more. There are some other videos going to be coming up, and I'll talk about that at the end of the video. I'll tell you what some of my plans are for 2020. But before we get too ahead of that, so yes, I started YouTube in March with the brand My New Danish Life. So it's not even been a full year that I've been making videos where I've been talking to you guys about life in Denmark. Then in April, my family and I, we went on one of our first camping trips of the season. We went to Sweden, and it was the first time that we'd really been to Sweden as a family, the first time we'd gone camping in Sweden, and we stayed in a place called Örebro. And this town had a fantastic campground. You'll be able to see a video soon about the campground, and you'll also be able to read a post. I have a section on my blog, and I'll put a link again up here. I'll put a link down below. It's Camping in Europe. Every fantastic campground that we've been to as a family, I write about it and I put it on my blog, because why not share this? Sometimes I feel that when we go camping, it's very hard for us to find really great campgrounds, and especially if you're just kind of driving around. We know that we are going to be camping again this summer, and I'm really hoping to get some suggestions from you, the viewers, just what kind of places are out there that I haven't written about. So if you don't see it in my Camping in Europe section, let me know about it. I know that we would love to get some tips on campgrounds in Norway, also in Sweden, in Denmark, in the Netherlands, in Germany, Poland, the Czech Republic, Slovenia, Croatia, anywhere kind of in the middle. We would love any suggestions. Austria, Switzerland, anything like that. I'm not really sure where we're going to be going this summer. Really are hoping to find some great places in the process. So let me know about them in the comments if you've got a place that you'd recommend. We also had a trip to Stockholm, and I have a post on my blog There's this traveling in Europe destination section, and there's a section on Sweden. So I have a post on our favorite things that we did. We had a very short time in Sweden, and sometimes that's just how it is. But our time in Stockholm was very short. So we really wanted just to find what were the best things to do as a family that worked for us. So that would be a really good suggestion for you if you're looking for just a couple things to do to kind of pass the time in such a great city. Then we also went to see the ABBA Museum. I have a video on that. That was an amazing experience, and I cannot believe how much my boys liked it. Then we have fast forwarded to the summer. We tried to go camping as much as we could. We did some fantastic camping places in Denmark. Videos and blog posts are already posted here on YouTube and on my blog for Denmark. But then we also went to the US this summer. We went to the Midwest section. We were in Chicago, we were in South Dakota, we were in Illinois, and I have a lot of really great posts. So if you're ever thinking about traveling to the US and you're thinking, well, I'm not really sure what I want to, if I want to go to Chicago. Chicago is a fantastic city. There's going to be some more posts coming in the beginning of 2020. So spoiler alert, letting you know a little bit about what's coming up. I have some posts that I've been needing to get out. I've been wanting to share with you, but I just haven't had the time with this class that I'm taking, and I'll talk to you about that in a second. But there's going to be some more posts about things to do in South Dakota. If you want to go and see Mount Rushmore, the mountain with all the presidents on it. If you want to go to Chicago as a family, what kind of things to do there. So if you're thinking of kind of things like that, I give you some tips and tricks about the Midwest. And there's a fantastic kind of place that's outside of Chicago, and it's called Rockford, Illinois. There's so many great places to go to as a family. They have a fantastic natural history museum with some great dinosaurs. If you've got anybody in your family who is interested in dinosaurs or anything kind of like prehistoric, and there's also some hands-on sections for kids. It's a great place. But all that's on my blog. And I also have some other videos and posts from when we were there. We were trying to find some things that were Danish. Believe it or not, we found things in Chicago. We found things in Rockford, Illinois. We found some things in Iowa, Elkhorn, Iowa. Maybe you've heard about it from DR. They did a special on how they go to Elkhorn, Iowa, and how all these people are really interested in life in Denmark, and they still hold on to the same traditions that their family members who came from Denmark long ago had, and some of them even still speak Danish. It's just amazing. And I have 2 videos on Elkhorn, Iowa in the descriptions. I have a section called Danes in the USA that I started over the summer on YouTube. It's a playlist on my channel that talks about all the experiences that we've had. Not every single experience, but I think there are 3 different places that we had gone to. So you'll have to definitely check that out. And then we get to the fall. So in 2019, things were really happening with the blog, with the YouTube. Everything got started and everything started to move, and I've been having so much fun with it. And then what do I decide to do? I decide to go back to college after the age of 40 with 2 kids and a husband and a house and living in a foreign country. It's been somewhat of an emotional roller coaster, to say the least, for me to do this, because I never thought in a million years that I would go back to college. And it's so funny, my sister recently got her master's degree, and I said, oh, I have no desire to go back to school. And that was maybe even 6 months before I started. And then all of a sudden, bam, here I am in this marketing program. And I've really been challenging myself, doing things that I've never done before. And in this semester coming up, starting in 2020 in February, I'm going to be doing a lot more with social media and things that have to do with my blog, my YouTube, and I'm so excited about it. I can't wait. So I'm hoping to get out another video very soon once that starts, so hopefully sometime in February, about how things are now. How did I survive my first semester? My first semester actually ends in the end of January, so it's not over yet. I do have some time off with Christmas, but I will give you a whole recap at the end of January to let you know how the first semester went, my thoughts about it, my thoughts about the program, all things like that. So if you've got any questions about that, go ahead and put them in the comments below so I'm ready for them so I can answer those comments when I make that video. And then it was pretty much a whirlwind. Things just went very fast, I think, in the fall. My husband and I took some time off and we went to Scotland for the fall break. So in Denmark, we get a week off in October, and I had a week off from my school, and my kids, they spent some time with their family, their grandmother here in Denmark, and my husband and I took a few days and we went to Edinburgh. And I am working on some posts for that. I made a video that is in my travel section. You should check that out, about the Scottish Highlands. I was blown away. Never ever thought I would love a city as much as I have with Edinburgh. It's fantastic. It's just nothing like what I expected in the Highlands. Beautiful. So you'll have to check that out as well. But on my blog, there will be something coming up, and you'll be able to read a little bit more about that coming up very soon. Then I put out a couple of videos that have to do with Thanksgiving, and then I did many more videos than I normally do for Christmas. So I have a section in my playlist on YouTube. You can find it down below. It's called Christmas in Denmark. You can also find a post on my blog where I talk about Countdown to Christmas in Denmark and the different things that they do here in Denmark when they're trying to get ready for Christmas. So I have a post on that, and if you're a Dane, I'm hoping you'll see a lot of things that you do in your own home, but if you're not, then it's, I think, a very good way to learn a little bit about the Danish culture, especially around Christmas time. So that brings us to today, which is the first day of 2020. I'm really glad that you're here. I can't believe how fast this channel has grown. We are now over 7,000 subscribers, and I know there are so many more out there who just have yet to click that red button. So come on, go ahead and click the red button so I know that you're there. And also don't forget to like. It lets YouTube know, it lets me know that this is the content that people are interested in watching. Now, looking ahead to 2020, which it is now, and we're getting started, we are remodeling our kitchen. And so I know when we've remodeled a bathroom, I put a post on my blog about that, so you can check that out if you're interested. I might give you a little idea of the transformation of our kitchen, so you'll have to check the blog out for that. I don't know when that would be posted. It all depends on when the kitchen gets done. Since we're doing a lot of kind of the demo work and things like that ourselves and trying to figure out what it is that we want to do, it's taking a little bit longer. So just be patient with that, and I'm sure you'll be able to see a little bit more about the kitchen. Also, I'm going to be giving you some tips about how I stay organized. I am a full-time student. I go every single day. Some days I go from 8 to 4. It's a very busy day. Then I pick up kids. Then we get kind of our routine done at nighttime. The boys have activities, you know, they have homework, all those sorts of things. And I have shared that with you in one of my videos where I talk about being a mom and over 40, going back to school and all that sort of thing. And I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks this year about how I stay organized and how I stay sane, really, how I don't go crazy. And try to keep it all together, as well as organize my time with my blog and organize time with YouTube and make sure I get my homework done and just things like that. Social media takes up so much time. But those videos will be coming. There's also going to be more videos coming about Denmark, talking more about being a mom in Denmark and my experiences in Denmark. More holidays coming up that I haven't talked about on YouTube. We are hoping to go on many more camping trips and see other parts of Denmark that we haven't been to. And actually, when my YouTube channel turns 1 in March, I will actually be celebrating living in Denmark for 4 years. So it's two celebrations that we have at the same time. And I'm not quite sure what I should do for that 1-year anniversary video, but if you've got any suggestions, I'd love to hear about them. I'm also hoping to kind of revamp the blog this year, maybe change the way some things look. I'm looking a little bit more into the design of it and how it all flows together. And then as well, I am going to be focusing more on my Instagram. So if you are not following me yet on Instagram, you need to get over there because I post normally every day on there, and it usually has something to do with maybe a place that we're at or a different experience or something that the kids are doing at school, or a little bit of a behind the scenes of really some of the extra things that go on in my life that you won't see on the YouTube channel or that you won't see on the blog. So it's really a good way to get a little bit more information about just what our family life is like. You'll see a lot of that on YouTube as well as on my Facebook page. And I love to hear any of your comments on either Instagram or Facebook. My handles I'm going to put down here just so that you're able to find me. But of course, it's My New Danish Life. Maybe also you're someone who is into Pinterest. I am going to be working a little bit more with Pinterest this year. And I have a Pinterest page for My New Danish Life. And if you're looking at maybe finding campgrounds or you're trying to find activities, there are a lot of different things that are on my Pinterest page that you won't find anywhere else. I have a section for Danish food, and I put a lot of different recipes on there. And these are some things that I find just on Pinterest, but I'm noticing things that, oh, these are things that I have eaten here in Denmark, or these are specialty foods, and I put them all into that section. Or these are some things that we do for Christmas, and oh, this is a really good craft. I put it all in the Christmas in Denmark section. Be sure to check me out on all those channels and make sure that you follow me on there, because there's so much more information. If you're just looking to learn a little bit about Denmark, or if you're hoping to get more information on family fun places, Viking history, things to do in Denmark, camping destinations, things for Scandinavia and also other parts of Europe. Be sure to check that out. And I'm hoping that that's only going to be growing in 2020. I am so excited for what this year has to come, but I'm really very thankful that you're all here to go along with me, and be sure to keep coming back. I'm really glad that you came along. You guys are here to go on this journey with me, and I'm hoping that we can have a better connection in 2020. So there you have it. It's my recap for 2019, where I've been, what I've been doing, and what's yet to come on My New Danish Life. So thanks for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on social media so you get those behind the scenes tips, tricks, and information. And I hope to see you again in another video. Take care.